Good morning, afternoon, evening to whatever time it is for you right now while you are listening and or watching. Welcome to another episode of your WPBL podcast. I don't know about you guys, but I'm currently drinking my coffee and am still in my PJs, so it is definitely a good morning to me. Hope y'all's day is off to a great start. We had an awesome weekend of WPBL action that we are going to unpack and get into. Mike, I already know you got some updates, some clips, something for us. So how was last weekend of some WPBL action for you?
Well, Ashton, you said it was a great weekend, and it was. And we'll get into it, like the home run race. We'll get into the parity in this league as we kind of check in on Wednesday, August 26th. And then we have a great guest. But I pulled not one, not two, but 3 clips for you this morning. Are you ready to listen to the first one?
Yeah, let's get into it.
More so looking at locating, finding the holes in people's swings. It was like a launched ball right there by Ashton.
No hole in that swing. The first dinger of the year for the captain. Ashton Lansdell answers with a solo shot of her own. Back within one, the Queens.
She rounds third base, flashing the Queens, let everybody know what she is. And she gets crowned with her first home run of the season.
Ashton, how did it feel to get that first WPBL home run of your career?
It felt pretty good. I knew it was gone right off the bat. There was, like the announcer said, there was no hole in that swing. But I mean, right off the bat, I knew it was gone. I just started trotting and everything. But honestly, like, I think like Danae said, like, I kind of blacked out when it all happened, like rounding second base. That's when it all kind of hits you. And I was just looking out and just seeing all the fans, you know, rounding second and behind home plate and stuff. It was pretty cool. And then everyone was going crazy, and see your team waiting on me with the crown and doing our little home run celebration with the bat and everything. So it was cool, and definitely a moment I won't forget, my first home run.
Well, I'm glad. It was a great moment. And then your next at bat, I have another clip. You ready for this?
All right. Yeah.
Yep. And she explodes on this pitch. Ashton Lansdell stays hot. Second home run in as many at-bats. And it's 5 RBIs for the captain. LA back on top.
What a day, Ashton.
Yeah, that was a good one. Was that the clip from the second home run of the Heights game?
That's the second home run of the Heights game.
Yeah, no, that one was good. I think we were maybe down by 1, or it was a close game, whatever it was. But I think that home run put us back on top, and that was definitely cool. I've only hit 2 home runs in one game, one time before, which was ironically just a few weeks ago with Team USA.
Right.
But it never gets old. Like, it doesn't even feel like I hit 2 home runs in one game. You know, sometimes it just happens, and you know, you're always grateful for when it does happen. And the fact that it happened on my bobblehead night made it even more special. So it was, yeah.
How many bobbleheads did you score?
For myself,
for yourself?
I got quite a few. I got 10 of them.
Okay, good for you. I was saying, you know, get your bobbleheads, Ashton.
Yeah, I got some family members to take care of, some old coaches, even some current coaches and stuff. So got to take care of the people who helped me get here.
Well, I got to take care of you because you had one heck of a week. So one last clip for you, Ashton. I hope your head's not swelling too large over there. But let's listen to one more.
Let's hear it.
Lansdell sends this one out of the park. Right off the bat, the no-doubter from the captain. And a 3-run shot puts LA up top 3-0.
It's been the Queens mentality all season long. 2 outs, so what? 2 outs, you think maybe a team starts to get down? Well, not for the Queens. That's when they get going.
Wow. Like, you're now 4th overall in home runs.
I know. And last week I was not even in the race at all.
So, just, I mean, we got to cover a little more about the season's leaders and the scoreboard, and then we have one heck of a guest lined up. So I don't want to spend too much time off the top. But what happened? Like, did you ate your Wheaties this week? What happened that you turned the corner and became the offensive superstar that you always were?
I don't know. I've just been putting in a lot of mental work, honestly. Just been journaling when I feel like I needed to. Just trying to not make any moment bigger than what it really is. Like, my mentality at the plate is just to hit a ball hard and to drive it to right center, because I want to stay to the right side of the field, just timing up everything and just like not trying to do too much. Like, I'm not trying to hit home runs. I really just want to hit the baseball hard because that gives myself and my team the best opportunity to be successful in that outing. So if I hit something hard, then I did my job. Now, whether that's a ground ball, a line drive, or a home run, or a deep fly ball that maybe scores an RBI or something, that's all I want to do is just to get a job done. So the fact that 3 home runs came out of it last weekend was great. But I definitely am really focusing on trying to keep things simple and just put a ball in play and put a hard baseball in play too. So that's really all that it is for me, and that's all that it's going to continue to be, honestly.
Well, you're heating up at the right time because, as I look at the league standings, you guys, the Queens are 5-5. Mm-hmm. So, tied with the New York Heights, who are also 5-5. Then you have, in first place. So I guess Heights and Queens tied in second, but the Fire Bells only one game up, 6-4, and then only one game back. The Boston Hunters, they're 4-6. This is what I called last week, and even more so this week, parity.
Yep. Yeah, you never know what's going to happen in this league, especially only with 4 teams, but especially with 4 teams who are all equally stacked. I think every single team has the right players to do something huge in any given moment. So every week is different, whether it's home runs or amazing plays in the field or one team winning that you maybe didn't expect them to win that game. You really just never know what happens in baseball, let alone women's baseball. This is definitely a game of inches, and the offense in this game of women's baseball is so unpredictable. Like the big innings with 5 to 8 to 10 plus runs, and then just everything else on top of it. Like you really just never know what to expect in this game, and that's what makes it so much fun and so interesting.
So I'm just going to update everybody on the home run race because you're now in this race, Ashton, after a great week. But we talked quite a bit. So I wanted to play 3 clips of you, slugging away, because we've had sort of the Danae Benitez episodes where she was on fire, and then Kelsey Whitmore said,
wait a second.
She said, hold my beer. I don't think you guys are drinking beer, but when you're playing. But Kelsey Whitmore, Danae Benitez tied at the top with 8 home runs, but right in the race, Jamie McKay with 5 and Ashton Lansdell with 3. So I've got my good eye on this one. This is going to be a heck of a finish.
Oh, absolutely. I'm really excited to see who hits 10 first, whether that's going to be Danae or Kelsey, or if Jamie's just going to come up and hit 5 home runs this weekend. Who knows? So it's,
who knows? And how about this? So before we bring in our highly anticipated guest, can I hit you with 3 pieces of WPBL news that I took notes on that I thought were kind of interesting? Okay.
Shoot away.
All right, here we go. So Jameel Weeks, we talked about how he's now managing the Boston Hunters, and we have a Boston Hunter on the show today, so maybe we can talk to her about this. But he had another first for the WPBL. First ejection.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, well, what can you say about it? Because there's a rule in the WPBL different than in the MLB. I'm always interested in the differences between MLB and WPBL, and there's a couple I'm going to mention today. But I believe this ejection comes with a suspension.
Yeah. I don't know what the rules
Ashton?
are.
What do you know?
I honestly don't exactly know what the rules are, but I do know that he was suspended, whether that's for the next following few days or the next following games. But we played the Hunters on Sunday, and he was in full uniform in the dugout. So I think he was maybe suspended for the following game after he got ejected. Yeah, I think it was something like that. But yeah, I don't know if that's like getting the first ejection of the WPBL. I mean, I think that's something to, be a little bit of like someone's got to do it.
it's competition, right? It's professional sports. You're going to get heated, and whatever happened there, I don't know the details, but with the with the ejection came a game suspension. So we're experiencing a lot of firsts because it's the inaugural season.
Yeah, very true. I mean, I've definitely had my fair share of heated moments. Yeah, I mean, it just happens. If you don't have those moments, then I don't think you really care, and I don't think your heart's really in it. Like, we're all competitors at the end of the day, and if anyone knows anything about baseball, you always have those moments, whether it's a crash out over a call. I mean, it typically is over a call. Let's be real. But if you're not crashing out every once in a while, then I don't think your heart's really in it. So, I mean, it happens. It's, I guess, kind of unfortunate that he got ejected, but it definitely keeps things interesting. And, honestly just shows the people that we're all competitors out here and we just want to play ball, and we're not, just goofing around and trying to bring another game into the sport world. Like, no, this is a game that we care about and a league that we care about and a league that we want to be successful. So we're going to care, and we're going to care a lot and care pretty hard. So when those crash out happens, hey, all you got to do is just smile and nod after it.
Absolutely. I love the passion. But there's another first here, and also another difference between MLB and WPBL. And it's a trade that took place between the Los Angeles Queens, as your team, and the New York Heights. What do you know about the trade? And also a fun fact, I suppose, is that in the WPBL, you can have what's called manager-initiated trades. So that obviously can't happen in MLB. But we had one. Who left the Queens and went to the Heights, and who did the Queens get in return?
Yeah, so we lost Emmy and Suzu from our team on the Queens, and we traded them for Ayuri. Gosh, I forget how to say her last name. Ayuri Shimano, I believe that's how you say her name. So it was a 2-for-1 trade.
Is that right? Because my notes said Diana Ibarra. Do I have
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You're right.
Okay.
Diana,
you.
Because we also got a new player, Ayuri. So she was a new player. So our roster was overstacked with all these players. So we needed to lose a few to have the adequate amount of active players on the roster. At the same time, we also needed an outfielder. Because that's the area that the Queens are lacking in a little bit. We don't have many true outfielders. So we were just looking around and seeing what was available, and the Heights needed some more pitching. So Suzu and Emmy are both two-way players who both pitch. Diana, she is a true outfielder. So our managers and the Heights managers talked and made a decision. And here we are with the first trade of the WPBL. And I think both sides are happy. Diana's great. I honestly think she fits in really well with the Queens. We have a few other Spanish-speaking players on this team. So since being here, I think she's felt very comfortable, and I think both sides have benefited.
Isn't it fun, Ash, that we can talk baseball? Like, we spent months kind of setting the table, talking about preparation and what to anticipate. So here we are talking baseball. Last baseball note for me, and then I can't wait to hear your conversation with our special guest. But last week we talked with Denver Bryant.
Yep.
And one of the questions that came from a fan of the WPBL on the subreddit was about her arm strength and would she consider pitching. And she kind of gave us a great answer about how, stay tuned. This is right.
Yeah.
And I'm here to say that since our conversation last week, Denver Bryant pitched 2.1 innings, giving up only 1 earned run. So there you go.
Yeah. She was up on the bump. I forget who it was against, but we saw her out there, and she was slinging it a little bit. She honestly surprised me too. So it was cool to see her out there.
Very cool, and our upcoming guest right now is also very cool addition to the podcast.
A fellow Boston Hunter, Ticara. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you going?
Good. Please, how do you pronounce your last name? Because I did not want to chop it.
You're fine. It's pronounced Geldenhuis.
Okay, say that again. Geldenhuis?
Geldenhuis.
Oh, wow. What an interesting last name. So where are you originally from?
I was born in South Africa.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
But you're from Australia?
Yeah, so I moved to Australia when I was 9, and so I would consider myself Australian. Like, I'm a citizen, I grew up there, but very proud of my roots for
Yeah,
sure.
no, that's really cool. Okay, so you've lived a completely different life than I have. Let's start there. I
Right.
wanna, yeah. I wanna, kind of unpack that a little bit because I think like all of us, we all live pretty similar lives, being a women in baseball and everything. We all know the obstacles and everything around that, but um, being from Australia and another part of the world, just give me a little bit about your journey and how Ticara has gotten to where she is today.
So when I moved to Australia, back in South Africa, playing baseball for girls wasn't a thing. So I didn't really play sport until I was about 10. And yeah, I started playing when I was 10 when my dad moved us over there. And I just kind of grew up through the ranks of baseball over there. It's very common for girls to play with the boys until 20, 22, 23 years old. So I've played with the boys my whole life. But we do also have like a women's league or a separate program for girls, so I always did both. But yeah, just kind of climbing the ranks through there. My family's been a huge influence on my baseball career. My brother, he's played as well. So yeah, just kind of followed in my dad's footsteps. He's played since he was like 4 years old. So
Yeah.
grew up next to the baseball field, watching him play with all their kids. And yeah, so bit wholesome.
Nice. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. That's cool. So I did a little background deep dive on Takara, and I think you're being a little bit humble here because I didn't know everything about your story, so I wanted to get to know you a little bit. And let me read this real quick.
Okay.
Takara was born in South Africa, raised in Australia, has won 7 Australian national championships with New South Wales, represented Australia at the Women's Baseball World Cup, played 2 seasons in Japan, and was the first Australian selected in the inaugural WPBL draft when Boston took her 29th overall. You are also have a strength and conditioning background, including an internship with the Arizona Diamondbacks, and has competed in flag football. That's a pretty dope resume you have.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I think you're definitely being a little humbled there with the Diamondbacks and, playing in Japan. You've experienced a lot of things. Like I don't know, like how has all those little experiences been?
Well, it made me grow up really fast. I
Mm,
think, living in Japan, I was there for probably over the 2 years, maybe a total of 5 months. And obviously, not speaking any Japanese, I had to learn a little bit and lean on other people and live away from home and stuff like that. I know in American culture, I find that obviously kids go to college once they graduate high school. Back at
mm.
home, university's down the road. So I've never really had to live out of home and like grow up, I guess you could
Mhm.
say. But yeah, it's definitely helped me learn like who I am as a person. Playing in Japan, they're so I know what the word is. They're just so perfect, essentially. They're
Yeah.
robotic in the best way possible. And so some discipline, focus, like all that stuff I had to learn really fast. But yeah, all of that and my internship with the Diamondbacks, I did that when I was 20. So same thing, living out of home for 6 weeks was fun. But yeah, definitely learned a lot about myself and growing through that process was really fun.
Yeah, that's really cool. So as someone who's experienced playing baseball in Australia and Japan and now the United States, what are some of the biggest differences in each culture, both baseball and just lifestyle wise, that you have noticed yourself?
Probably the biggest thing I've noticed is, especially in Australia, we wake up, go to work, and then we play sport when we have time. In Japan, they wake up, go to sport, and then work when they have time. So
Mm,
it's almost like a lifestyle flip where baseball is their number one priority. They do that. Because a lot of the companies have teams. So, for example,
mm.
Mitsubishi have a team, and all the girls work at Mitsubishi.
Oh, yeah.
So that's kind of the way that that works. Whereas back at home, we have to work to make a living and then get to
Yeah.
play sport when we have time. So you have like sometimes like 17 to 20-hour days just so that you can fit in
Mhm.
baseball and sport. And then like with America, like you guys go to college and that is essentially your life. You play sport, go to school. Same for you, like playing banana ball and all that stuff. So I think like probably the biggest difference is just the priority level. And same thing, people are uneducated at home, like, oh yeah, I play baseball. They're like, oh, softball. I'm like, no baseball. Like, it's
Yeah.
kind of like advocating for myself back at home there. But yeah, I think it's just a lifestyle difference of the priority and what you need to essentially make a living.
Yeah, that's actually really interesting. I didn't know that about Japan, how these companies had their own individual baseball teams in a
Yeah.
league. That's really interesting. Were you involved in those teams like with a company, or did you just go to Japan to just simply play baseball?
So I went just to play baseball, but I was offered an opportunity to play at Fuchu with a company.
Okay.
But the company, for example, you would train from 7 a.m. to 12, then you would work from 2 till 8, and then you would
Oh,
train
wow.
from 8 till 10.
Oh,
And I was
wow.
like, so where do I sleep and like do
Yeah.
anything? And I was like, if I'm going to live in another country, I want to be able to like still live.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have, especially rugby is huge over there. So they have, like I said, Mitsubishi has a team, Toyota has a team, blah, blah, blah has a team. So, and their company funds the baseball team and the league essentially. So players are paid through baseball and sport, or
That's
rugby and
actually
sport.
that's actually really interesting, especially how like their sport and their team is almost like number one and then you go to work. I think that's really cool. Like
Yes,
that gives you a different perspective on
mhm,
life.
for sure. And it's why they're so good because they can
Mm.
dedicate time and funds to actually training and preparing. Whereas, at home, I'm working a 10-hour day and then I have to, my bad,
Okay.
working a 10-hour day and then I have to go and train for a couple hours.
Yeah,
Um, yeah.
that's definitely how it is here in America as well. Like we have our
Mhm.
9 to 5 jobs, and then if you have your hobbies outside of that, whether that's baseball or whatever else it may be, that comes after your work. So that definitely makes a big difference. And that definitely goes to show how in Japan they're so pristine with their athletic routines. I think, you can see that across the board of probably any sport. The Asian culture, they're so just, like you said, kind of perfect in their own little routine and how they prepare
Mhm.
to play their sport. I think it's so interesting.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Yeah. So since being in America and being in the WPBL with the Hunters, how has your overall experience been here so far?
I've had the greatest time, to be completely honest with you. Like, I wasn't really sure what to expect coming into it and like staying together and all that stuff. And there was just so much unknown, I guess you could say. But I've had, like I said, the best time ever. Like, everyone is so friendly, so nice, so supportive. Obviously, we had a managerial change early on,
Mhm.
which kind of threw a little bit of a spanner in the works. But other than that, we have had so much fun. Like, growing as a team, I think we're getting closer each week, and making so many new friends. I'm a super social person. I could speak to a
Mhm.
brick wall if I really wanted to. So, like, making so many new friends, and like even just like people in Springfield have been so kind and welcoming. I've had some meals for free at restaurants because we're from the
Oh, wow.
WPBL, or like I've been given a car to drive around for the next few weeks just because we're from the WPBL. So yeah,
Yeah.
everyone's been so welcoming and kind, and I've made like so many new friends and all that stuff. So it's been so good, so good.
Yeah, no, that's great. I also agree with what you said about Springfield and how great they're treating us. I have felt
Hmm.
so welcomed and at home, and honestly just appreciated for being here, even walking into like the local coffee shop. Like I've been given a free coffee or whatever, but
Plus,
you got a whole car out of this?
yes.
How
Yeah,
did
no,
that happen?
well, I was paying so much money in like Ubers and stuff, and I was like,
Mhm.
oh my gosh, this is getting really expensive. And so I was kind of just talking to one of the managers at Shields about like renting a car, and I'm not 25 yet, so it's quite
Mm.
expensive. She's like, oh, I'm gonna make a call, I'll let you know. And she called me back the next day. She's like, go to this place at 8:30 and pick up a car. And I was like, oh, this sounds a bit scary, but let's see. And it was at a dealership, and so Molly Patterson and I went in there, and he's like, yep, here you go, brand new
No
car.
way.
He's like, just bring it back in one piece. And I was like, can do that
Deal.
one.
Can
Yeah,
do
so
that.
yeah, that was super helpful. And like obviously we're still like paying a little bit for it, but it's been so helpful to now be able to drive around and go and
Oh,
experience,
for
go to the
sure.
shops, like go get my
Yeah.
nails done. Hello, like
Yeah.
anything where I can go do something. But yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, no, I couldn't imagine not having my car here. I drove 14 and a half hours from Savannah, Georgia, coming up here, and I feel bad for the people who don't have a car. Like, I'm always offering rides, like, hey, I'm going here if
Yes.
y'all want to come with me, because even though being at the hotel with everyone is great, like we all get to bond and hang out with one another, but there's places to experience out in Springfield, believe it or not. So getting to go out and about is definitely important, but also just kind of lets you feel a little bit more at home, which is nice.
Yeah, like the Aussies and I we love fishing, all of us. And so
Okay.
Caitlin has her fishing rods, I have my fishing
Mhm.
rods. And we're like, guys, we can't go fishing with an Uber. Like, how are we gonna get our rods in this Uber? And like, so now that we have a car, it's good we can go fishing.
Yeah, that's good. That's
Yes.
good. Well, right now I want to bring Mike in because I know he probably has some pretty cool questions and comments for you from our WPBL channel from some fans. So I definitely want to get into that, and I want to know what the fans want to know. So, Mike, what you got for Ticara?
Well, hello to Ticara.
Hi.
Big fan here in Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you. Now,
nice to meet you.
You have addressed this off the top because this was Ashton's first question, but I want you to say the last name very slowly because Broken Lamp is keen on the WPBL subreddit to make sure that everybody in that community gets your last name pronunciation correctly. So just one more time.
Okay, well, if it makes anyone feel better, no one at home can say it. So people have started saying that my last name is Smith, just so they can have a last name they can say, but it's Geldenhuis. So like the G at the start's kind of silent, like a little bit of like a French. So all the French girls here can say it, which has been really impressive. But yeah, Geldenhuis.
Geldenhuis. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah, that G throws us off, right, Ashton?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm going to read it's a little long, but I think it'll be worthwhile. It's a comment that was submitted from Tobin Jolly. Okay, so I'm going to read it as written here. My family drove from Virginia to go to the first game, Heights versus Queens. We researched ahead of time and decided to be Queens fans. During the rain delay, we walked around killing time. Someone saw my 5-year-old daughter walking around with a pink raincoat and pink glove and asked if she wanted to meet a player. Suddenly, we're talking to Ticara. She's asking my daughter if she plays baseball, says she likes her sunglasses, a great 5-minute conversation. Then she took my daughter over to fist bump the entire Hunters squad. When we got home, we all bought Hunters hats online instead of Queens hats. We stream the games and we always get excited when our friend Ticara comes up to bat. Needless to say, because of her, we're all Hunters fans.
Bless. Sorry, Ashton.
No, that's so sweet.
Oh, they were so sweet. Oh, that was fun.
Yeah,
Meeting
so
the fans was
the
so
impact.
much fun. Oh, that's so kind. Bless.
I know, I
That's
was
made my day.
feeling emotional. Like when I
No,
was
like a
reading
little
that,
bit. I think
tearing
my
up.
ears got a little water. My eyes got a little watery over here.
Oh, that's so sweet. You just never really know like what people take from conversations, or like that was 5 minutes out of my day, but that was their whole day essentially. Like, you know what I mean? I think that's something we've been trying to tell the girls as well. Like 2 minutes or a fist bump or signing a ball like goes such a long way because they wait all day to see us, where we get up, train, go to the game, play. Like it's such a small part of our day, but it's such a big part of their day. So that was advice I got from my friend that plays professional rugby back at home. And I've really tried to like go out of my way here to make sure that the fans feel supported or feel loved and all that stuff. So that's so wholesome. That's so sweet.
That is so sweet.
Speaking of professional rugby back home, the anarchist Finch writes in, as an Aussie, I'd love to know if she follows the AFL, NRL, AFLW, NRLW, and what teams she supports.
Oh, okay. So AFLW is Australian football. I don't follow that because it's not really anything I've grown up watching. But the NRL, I used to work at the Rabbitohs and the Sharks. My boyfriend now works at the Sharks, and my best friends play in the NRLW. So definitely an NRL and an NRLW fan. I love the Sharkies if I had to choose a team.
Well, you're educating the North Americans right now, so
Yeah, you just threw a lot of letters at me, and I'm like, yes,
Right.
XYZ, yeah.
Right. No, I'll have to show you some of the rugby highlights, Ashton. You'll be shocked.
No, yeah, I would love that probably.
So just imagine NFL with no helmets, no pads, running straight at each other.
Oh,
I can tell
man.
you, I have watched quite a bit of rugby here in Toronto. We had a team called the Wolfpack, and I was going to games on the reg. So it's fantastic, very entertaining sports. But
Yes, for sure.
So
For sure.
a lot of questions. I would have burned through these, but squeaky clown shoes. Right. Some of these handles make me laugh, but okay. You seem to have been thrown into the deep end of a pre-existing broader community. Are you doing any extra things socially that others are not because of this? Are you just focusing on gelling with your team instead of the extra bunch, or are you comfiest with the Aussies across the teams?
I guess I'm like I said, I'm a very social person, so I just like chatting to everyone. But yeah. Wait, I didn't really understand the question.
Well, I think the question is, are you just sticking with Aussies, or are you gelling with the Americans and the Canadians and the Japanese players, and of course the all the different cultures?
I think we're really lucky. We've got someone from everyone, I think, in our team. And then same thing, like staying with everyone at the hotel, like going down for breakfast. Some of the Japanese girls are down there. The Canadians, the Americans. Yeah, I'm having a great time meeting everyone. And I've already lined up all my next baseball trips. So I'm going to go play in Florida. I'm going to go play in Canada. I'm going back to Japan. I'm going to go play in Korea. So yeah, no, it's been good socializing with everyone.
Where in Canada are you planning to go?
I think BC. I got told if I said Quebec, I get in trouble. So BC, according to Rain Padgham.
Okay, well, yeah, British Columbia is beautiful, but remember the center of the country. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna get myself in trouble. I'm moving on. Okay, so where will I go next? String Cheese Kong.
Okay.
I'm curious to know what she thinks is going well, and maybe what's not going so well about the WPBL thus far.
It's actually a question that I had and was going to bring up, so I'm glad that who was this? String Cheese brought this up. Yeah.
I think, to be honest, I'm just so grateful and happy to be here. I had like some visa issues on the way in, and I got really stressed that it wouldn't be an opportunity that I would get to have. So I think giving the league grace of things that they're trying to figure out and ways that we can support them in that process, not being too picky or reading too much into things. I think there's definitely some things they could have done better, but like I said, this is all stuff that we'll give back to the league at the end. But for the most part, I think they're doing things really well. Fan interactions, I know like all the staff are amazing. We're getting paid, which you can never complain about. And the games are so much fun. So I definitely think that there's more good than bad, or more good things and things that need to be worked on. But the things that need to be worked on can be ironed out very, very quickly. So I definitely think it's plodding in the right direction for sure.
Glad to hear
very
it.
well said. Yeah.
This handle is Q3 was here. So I don't know. Q3 was here, right? And this was actually a question Ashton asked you. So maybe there's a different element you can bring up here for Q3 was here. But this is the question. From your experiences playing in other leagues around the world, Australia and Japan, what has been the same and what has been different compared with the WPBL?
Well, I think we spoke on some of the differences, but a similarity I noticed is that baseball is a universal language. So I had no issues playing baseball overseas. I had no issues at training, although, yes, there was a language barrier. It's the same sport in all countries. So like teaching someone or like having corrections on hitting, it's the same thing. You just watch their body language rather than their visuals or verbals or whatever. But I think, yeah, like I said, baseball's a universal language. It helped me feel a lot more at home, even though I was super homesick. And like I said, our Japanese, Suzuka, she doesn't speak much English, but she gets through trainings just fine, just because, again, it's the same thing we do all over the world. And that's kind of the beauty of it as well, that you can connect so deeply, not just by speaking to someone, but by actually being with someone and doing the same thing as someone and connecting to them through that way. And I hope that any of the international players here that don't speak English still feel supported and at home, because they're doing the same thing that they've done for their whole life, you know?
Yeah, so well said, because the international players on our team, there's some of them who don't speak much English, but like you said, baseball is a universal language, and you can see the second that we get on the field, everyone's just like on the same page somehow. It's like, whether it's saying the amount of outs or moving players to a certain position or giving instruction on hitting, or even just like creating signs like our first and third signs or steal signs and whatever, people understand it, even though none of us are really speaking all the same language, but we all understand baseball, which is the coolest thing to see, because we've all experienced it all over the world in different cultures and locations and everything, but we all still understand, which is beautiful in a way.
Yeah, 1000%. Suzuka keeps her phone in her pocket to use ChatGPT, but I've banned her phone from the field because she can get through it without. So We do it, like I said, I did it without Google Translate and ChatGPT, and it helped me come out of my shell so much. So that's something that I made sure that she understood that's why we were doing it. And then, like I said, baseball is just the same everywhere. So
yeah, that's a good pointer I might emphasize on our team now. Like, get the phones out of here. We're gonna talk and figure this out between one another, because I could see that bringing everyone out of their shells a little bit and just getting to know each other a little bit more. I like that.
That's the best part, because you have to connect deeper and trust as well. Like, it's kind of like a 2-for-1 there.
Oh yeah.
So definitely
like
recommend.
All right.
Well, last fan question, and then I have one quick question for you on the way out here. But this comes from New Day on the WPBL subreddit, and New Day writes, "What song is playing to pump up the Boston Hunters before a game?"
Ooh, we have a few, but we have a team playlist that everyone's added a few songs in, and so we know that it's like all our walk-up songs are in there, and then we have a few pump-up songs. But I've been in charge of music, so it's probably a lot of like Aussie DJ music. So like Dom Dollar, John Summit's great as well. But yeah, probably more Dom Dollar type of DJ mixes for sure.
I'm gonna tell Caitlin to play me some of that today before the game.
Yeah, she's a country girl at heart, so I didn't.
I know that
who Dom
much.
Dollar is.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I know we got to get you to that game. So my question is very timely. It's the journalism instinct inside me needs to ask Ticara, what did Jameel Weeks do to get ejected?
I wish I knew. I was in left field, and I'm a really nosy person as well. So I'm like in the outfield, like looking like, what is he saying? What is happening? And I've heard like some of our girls heard different things just from being a different end of the dugout. So I don't exactly know, but yeah, I had FOMO in the outfield trying to see what was going on. Like, what's he saying? But no, yeah, we appreciated him standing up for us and having our back at the end of the day. So
you really have turned it around with him at the helm.
Yes, I mean, Ashton, you could probably speak on this too, but like having a manager that is your rock and you want to show up for and you want to play for is all the difference that a team needs to show up and compete.
Yeah, 100%. And Jameel is definitely that guy. He's very professional and structured, and he just knows. He doesn't know just baseball. He knows professional baseball, which I think makes a huge difference. But yeah, he's a great manager, and it was definitely sad to see him go, but it's also nice to see that you guys are in good hands and that he's just taking care of y'all in the best way. And he's just such a good person too, which makes it all better. So, I mean, if y'all are successful, then this whole league is successful, and that's really all that matters.
I've said it better.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I got for Ticara, but this was great, and I really appreciated this convo.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, is there anything that you would like to say to anyone watching or listening before you get out of here?
Just thank you all for the support. I know we're all feeling it and all loving it, and we're excited for the ones to come. So yeah, thank you. And thank you, Ashton. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, of course. And then last but not least, drop your social media handles. We'll add them to the top, but where can the people follow you online?
Okay, so my Instagram is Ticara with 2 A's, so TICARAA, and then my TikTok is Ticara_.
Perfect. Easy.
Yes.
You heard it here. All right. Well, Ticara, I hope we get to have you back on the podcast here soon. I will be seeing you in just a few hours for our game coming up here soon. Good luck, but not too much good luck. All right.
Right. Good luck to you too.
Thank you. I'm sure we'll be having you back on at some point. I'll be seeing you later.
Sounds great.
Thanks for hopping on. Awesome. Well, that was a great conversation. I know we all always enjoy hearing a little bit of an Australian accent, satisfying to the ears. I wish I could impersonate an Australian accent, but it always goes country. I don't know.
Well, Ashton, both of her home runs have come against the Queens.
Yes, I do. I know that. And I remember the last one a little too well. But, we're going to get our lick back today, and that's all that's on my mind. It's getting the dub by the end of the day. So that's what I got on the schedule for the rest of my day. I'm going to go get ready here soon and go catch a dub for the Queens. But until next week, till the next episode, I hope you'll have a great time. Hope you enjoyed this episode. You can follow me across all social media platforms at Ashton Lansdale. And as always, if you want to follow the WPBL, you can follow us at WPBL_official across all platforms, or go to womensprobaseballleague.com for anything and everything about the WPBL. Until next week, hope y'all enjoyed. Much love to ya.